Hey, what up, YouTube? This is Philly Sports 76, and I'm going to be making this video. This is going to be my reaction and my evaluation of the Sixers draft last night for the 2014 NBA draft. Um, First of all, just want to say I love the Joel Embiid pick. With Wiggins and Parker gone at 1 and 2, I knew that Embiid had to be the guy that we were going to get. First of all, I want to say, pretty much there's a lot of mixed emotions after the draft. A lot of people some people thought that with this draft we were going to become NBA contenders, which is absolutely false. Really, the way Sam Hinkie is handling this is he'd rather build for the future than be a mediocre 500 team, and that's why you can see that we're not signing all these, old veteran free agents because they're just not going to help us for the future. So really, the key thing is patience, and I'll get into that. But back to Joel Embiid. That was the guy I wanted, and for the second straight year, the Sixers got the best player in the draft before they got injured, of course. But they got the best player in the draft without having the number one pick. And I guess we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what this guy does right here. Nerlens Noel, coming off his ACL injury, but if he can be the prospect that he was believed to be, and if Joel Embiid can come back, he's not going to play this year at all. Sam Hinkie confirmed that in his press conference, and I have no problem with that. Obviously, as a fan going to games, I want to see him play, but I don't want to rush this coming back. I was considering buying season tickets. I'm probably not because of our top two picks aren't even going to play this year, which again I don't really mind. I'm going to get into that again, like I said. But yeah, Joel Embiid. Let's look at him real quick. This morning I watched film on the two guys, our two first round picks, Joel Embiid and Dario Saric. A lot more on Saric because I had no idea really anything about him. But Joel Embiid is a great transition player and a great shot blocker, obviously. And transition is key because that's exactly the scheme that Brett Brown is running here. Just pace and paint, and you heard that all season. And if Joel Embiid can bring that, then that's what we want. He's got a great post game, and he has potential as a great face-up shooter, which is exactly what you want. If he has a good post game and he can face up and knock down a jump shot, that's exactly what you want out of a big man. And if these Hakeem Olajuwon comparisons are up to par, then why would you not mind waiting a year just to get a player who's going to become Hakeem Olajuwon? And also, if you listen to 97.5, Brett Brown had an interview and he said that Embiid was a guy that they were taking all along. Even if they had the number one pick, they were going to take Embiid. And Sam Hinkie has experience with this. He obviously used to work for the Rockets, and he was part of the team that drafted Yao Ming. So Yao Ming, obviously big guy, wasn't always healthy, but if you could have a Yao Ming, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to take him. So really, I don't see why anyone would be upset with this Joel Embiid pick. Really, I guess the only thing is you guys want to see him now, and so do I. But he'll be back in a year most likely, and he's not going to play this year at all. And in fact, it would be stupid for him to play this year. But so on to Dario Saric. Joel Embiid, I just love that pick, especially because we got him at 3, and didn't have to trade up to get him. But on to Dario Saric, who's really the mystery man. Leading into this draft, I did not want this guy at all, especially after he signed his 2-year contract to play overseas for 2 years at least. I just didn't want that. I wanted to see a guy that could play right now. But I'm watching film on him. He's a 6'10" power forward, and he really reminds me of Thaddeus Young in many ways. And if you watch tape on him, which you really have to do, you can't just say, "Oh, he's a foreigner who's not going to play for 2 years. I don't like him." You really have to watch tape on him he plays almost like a guard. He can pass the ball very well in transition. He runs the floor very well. He plays hard, just like I said, Thaddeus Young. And it's really a guy that I think would fit perfectly with what Brett Brown is doing. If you watch some of the weaknesses, it says where would he fit. But I think Philadelphia is a great fit for him. And if you listen to Hinkie and Brett Brown, this was the guy they were getting at 10 all the way. And they got him at 12, which is even better. You would think, now why wouldn't you just take him at the first pick? Well, they actually traded and they got the 2015, I believe 2015 second round pick and the 2017 first round pick. And what that did was they got their pick, the 2017 pick, back from the Bynum deal. So that was obviously the group before Hinkie that made that disastrous trade, as it turned out. So they're undoing those. So they got another pick for a guy they already wanted. So Dario Saric, I mean, just the transition play for him is just amazing if you watch tape on him. And he's been a pro for 4 years and he's only 20 years old. So 2 years he'll be coming over. He'll be like 22, 23. Just 2 more years of experience. Again, I would have loved to see him play now, but you know, you might as well just stash him away. Let him come over here when the team is ready to win. He plays hard. Like he plays really hard, just like I said, like Thaddeus Young. But I can see some of the weaknesses. He's too big for a 4, and way too small for a 5. But Brett Brown thinks he can possibly play in the 3. So you know, I trust Brett Brown. He's a good coach, and he has good experience coaching guys like from overseas like that. So really, my evaluation of Saric is he's not going to be a franchise player. He's not going to be a franchise superstar. But I feel like he's going to be a valuable piece, and really I see a lot of Manu Ginobili in him, except he's obviously much bigger. So that's Dario Saric. You guys can hate him if you want, but I know I was texting Rob or Roy Rage 29, and he doesn't like it at all. I don't blame him, of course. Why wouldn't anyone would be frustrated? Like, we just tanked a whole season, but here's a newsflash: this team wasn't going to win anyway, and we're tanking again for 2014, 2015. So if that's news to anybody, then I mean, it sucks that you had to find out here. But the Sixers are going to be tanking again. We're going to have another lottery pick next year, and it's pretty much going to be the same team as last year, except we're going to have Nerlens Noel. So it's all about patience as a Sixers fan. But, you know, I didn't really like this draft last night, but coming back and listening to the press conferences and listening to the radio talk shows and listening and watching film, you know, I actually like this draft. Like I said, Joel Embiid was the guy I wanted all the way, and I like that. I mean, I would have taken Wiggins, of course, but once those two were off the board, Embiid was the guy I wanted for sure. And you know, as far as the second round picks, Brett Brown sees a lot of actually Kawhi Leonard, and obviously you knew Brett Brown worked for the Spurs, and he can see Kawhi Leonard in Jeremy Grant. So if we just took a Kawhi Leonard in the second round, then I mean that's awesome right there. I see a lot of upside for KJ McDaniels, who already seems very intelligent. He said the strength to his game is his defense. The first thing he said, my first strength is defense. And that's what you love to hear, because this is really not a defense-first league anymore, and the Sixers obviously need help on defense. But, so that's that. If I had to grade it, I'd give it a A-, B+ range, just because the players that we drafted in the first round aren't going to be there in the first few years. But I just want to think, like, could you imagine a healthy Joel Embiid, and a healthy Nerlens Noel playing with Michael Carter-Williams at the point? I mean, the front court, that's like twin towers in the front court if those two can play together and play well together. So that's really it. You guys can hate this draft and, you know, hate the Sixers organization for what they're doing, but really this is a project, and it's not going to happen right away, and you really have to be patient. But I don't know if you know like I'm good friends with the guy Winless for Wiggins. I don't know if any of you follow him on Twitter, but he's a good friend of mine. I actually know him in person, and you should really follow his account because he's really bought into this future plan that Sam Hinkie has. And if you don't know what the plan is, I'd advise looking into it. Like John Gonzalez is a great reporter, and he has great articles on what Sam Hinkie's plan is. So that's it. I look forward to the future that we have, and you really just have to buy in because there's nothing else. I mean, you can hate it all you want, but it's not going to change anything. Um, and real quick, I just want to say that the greatest moment of the draft was definitely Isaiah Austin. Uh, that was a great moment that the NBA did that for him, and I really like what Adam Silver is doing already as GM, handling the Donald Sterling situation, and then just now with Isaiah Austin. So, really great moment for him, and I wish him the best of luck. But yeah, that's it. I look forward again, like I said, to hopefully Nerlens Noel being healthy and MCW recovering from his surgery. And yeah, don't hate on Zark. Watch some film on him. All right, see you.